Brides in the Hills 28. Big Is It a Pig? What more? A bull, who was squinting at the sight of a tiger or a wild dog, darted like a catapult through a thicket of trees, and 20 or 30 feet away, a sudden leap, flashed up towards the ridge of the hill and disappeared. The sound of the dog running and the sound of the dog running, the forest was silent. That big kind of dog runs like this: if it sees a bird, it doesn't shout, it just chases it. Gutty asked aloud to himself the thought of his animalistic science and started moving forward. As we approached Connor, the forest became sparse. A flock of parrots began to fly away, sprinkling their leaves with the speed of an arrow. Coming and going, we passed through the forest, where we started hearing the sound of non-forest birds, such as the chirping of figs in the bushes. At a little distance, the paddy fields of Connor also peeked out. He stopped at a fork in the road and said, "I'm back at the old house." Nagat put her hand in her lap and took out a leaf, a nut, a piece of scallion and gave a mouthful, saying, "Bye." Gutty Anjaliati, grasping the object falling from above, said, "Batino," returned, and set foot briskly, as if with the intention of winning again the time that had been slowly walked for the ladies. Although Nagat talked to Gutty as if she was going to Konyuri, her real destination was Havali. She thought that after spending the day in Connor, if she left at dusk, she could reach Havali before the bye. There was a conspiracy that only she and Havali Venkatana knew about the upcoming event. Nagat had made a terrible plan to put a bracelet on her daughter-in-law's bare hand and make her a Sumangali. Venkatana did not have a clear idea about such a strategy. Nagata was plagued by the suspicion that an animal-like man like Venkatana would hesitate to step into the trap he had laid, even though he was aware of it. If he wins his name, he will be happy to fulfill Venkshan's long-standing wish. Nagate had no doubt about that. But what if a modest decent householder like Venkatana, even for his own happiness, does not agree to the infamous scheme of a prodigy like Nagat? Seeing that all her efforts in 4 directions to solve her daughter-in-law's husband-dead manhood, and cheer her up were in vain due to Nagata's stubbornness, Nagat thought of such ideas that even the psychologist's psychoanalysis would be amazed. She used obscene tricks that could not be said, written or printed. Although the daughter-in-law does not know any of them, the mother-in-law is slowly becoming successful. 29 will continue.